our journey.
Start over?
Yeah, no sound.
No sound.
That's why you gotta check this.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
That's why you check the fucking comments. brother. I gotta
And we don't have the comments up there.
Yeah, it's
Oh, he's supposed to.
yeah. What's up? We gotta start this. Over.
Shout out to Bruno. Thank you,
Yeah,
Bruno.
thank you, Bruno, for telling us that there's no sound, so we know Bruno's tapped in. What's up? So we gotta start this game over.
So you have a chance to redo your intro.
Redo my intro. So what's up? You on the 100 block today? And we have our co-host Nydia in the. What up? And today we got Sal from Lowrider today in the building.
Look, guys, I'm Saul Vargas from Lowrider Today, the owner and the content director for the company.
Yeah, and and we know each other from the lowrider scene, of course, and that's how I know you. That's how I called you, and and today's a perfect day for it to.
Today is the perfect day. Like I told you on the phone the other day, today is my actual 10-year anniversary of being on the hustle, self-employed. Coming from a corporate world, working for Lowrider Magazine for 20 years. It was family owned, then they sold out to a corporate world.
Yes.
The corporate world said, hey, that's it. They cut all their talent and cut me loose. So that was 10 years ago yesterday, and today was our anniversary for the creation of Lowrider Today.
So they cut you 10 years ago yesterday, and today you started Lowrider Today, so back to back. Like
The following
day. Damn, that would be today. Hell yeah. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. And then the reason why, like Nydia was pushing me, like, hey, man, get that guy Sal, get Sal on here. I was like, okay. And she actually was like pushing me, and I was like, okay, let me text him right now,
Well, I know you had talked to him, what was it, like in December, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And so come January, we're like, okay, line him up and I told him this week's good. I had told him what's up in advance. So we're trying to, at least try to have an interview every other episode,
Right.
And I'm like, have you talked to him? So I was on him.
Lagging.
We go at it, but we finally got you on here. So glad we finally, you made it.
Yeah, thank you.
And with all that rain, I was afraid you were gonna cancel on us.
Oh, hell no. I would have missed it for the world.
All right, cool. Hell yeah.
So Lowrider. So when you came up with the idea of Lowrider Today, and then you're starting to come up with ideas, did you have one camera, two cameras, like because you already come from a corporation, and now you're going self-employed. So did you have equipment already?
Fortunately, I had my equipment.
Yeah. Okay.
So
nice.
we didn't start off like ground zero. It was always I always invested into my camera system, and
So you already knew the plan that you had in the back of your mind, right? Like you started kind of building slowly.
my initial thing was to start a marketing company,
Oh, okay.
and we did. It's called California Social Media Group, and Lowrider Today's under the umbrella.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So there's more.
There's more. People always see me and they're like, oh, he's just a photographer for the magazine, but I've always been hands-on.
Yes.
Like
Right.
we mentioned, he's seen me in the low riding world, and that's because I actually wrench on cars and build cars.
Yeah, I see your website. I see you getting into the cars and putting in the work. So yeah, I mean, you're from a car club. Obviously, you work on cars as well,
Yes.
and you know all about them. It's not just taking pictures of cars and
Yes,
people.
I'm not just a guy with a camera.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You in the life.
Yes.
You in the scene. That's right.
So speaking of it being under the umbrella, there's another post or another, what do you call it, Instagram that you have. It's, what is it, Lowrider Today TV, right?
Lowrider Television.
So what's your plan for that one?
So end game is basically to have a streaming platform where we can have anything and everything. Not original Lowrider. If he wants to send some content, he can have a platform where he can share his shows.
Yes.
It'd be ideal for you guys if you guys will one day want to get with us and have your own
Collaborate.
your own collaboration where it's your content, but we need somewhere to share it besides YouTube, because that was the problem that we were having with Lowrider Today. We were looking at platforms at first to do like music, and then we're falling into the whole copyright stuff. YouTube was trying to control it. If you did a video, say for example, with Chevrolet parts, YouTube would go and monetize it. We weren't going to make any money. they're making the money and they're selling the ad space.
Oh, because they see what's
See
in
what-
it.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Hey, you can have Ford in here, and it's a Chevy piece.
Yes.
So it's kind of like a disrespect to our supporters.
Yeah, exactly.
So it took us a while. We went through 8 web designers
Wow.
in a 2-year frame, and they're like, "Oh, you should just do a website." I'm like, "No, it needs to be done right. We have to do the platform." And that was basically part of the delay of us coming out. We wanted it perfect.
Right, exactly. So you prepared, you took all of the legal end of it before you really started
Yes.
bringing it out. That's good.
That was
Smart way to do it.
one of the only things that benefits from working with the corporate world. You want it. You want
You
to be
learn
able to make-
everything.
Yeah, you learn everything. The business of it.
So Lowrider Today TV is going to be a streaming product, kind of like Chicano Hollywood or Netflix,
Yes.
Hulu, those type of, and the content you're going to put on there is pretty much just Lowrider, or like the Chicano culture
We want the Chicano Hispanic culture.
in it.
Yes.
And have you ever thought about putting the brothers and sisters in there, because they're not really representative in the lowrider community? I don't really see them out in YouTube world.
Absolutely. It's we just started out. We have Lowrider Today, but we also have a brand that we're about to launch. It's called Cycle Life.
Yes.
Everybody's catering to the Chicano, the Biclero, but nobody's supporting the brothers.
Yeah. So
it's
you're
kinda
gonna
like-
try to get into that scene as well.
That scene is the same as the Lowrider scene. It should be a big melting pot where.
So it shouldn't matter like
shouldn't
who's
matter.
who. Yeah.
There was good things working at the magazine. There was bad things. I can't really knock it too much when because I was there and I helped create that brand. But I've been blessed to go to Indianapolis and go to a car show there and see 10,000 people there.
Oh wow.
And 90% of it's blonde hair, blue eyed. Mm-hmm. And
Wow.
the other 10% was Hispanic and
brothers.
black.
And brothers.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's a big melting pot. It's not the 70s no more.
Yeah. So what did you do at Lowrider magazine?
I used to tell people I was a janitor there.
What the heck?
Right.
What?
I used to tell them that because I would always clean up all of their shit that they fucking were.
Oh, shit.
Damn. And you worked there for, you said 20 years, right?
20
Damn.
years. I had the fairy tale job.
Hey, that's myself. I've been at my company 23 years, and man, if they were to tell me tomorrow, like, you're gone, like, man, I would feel like shit.
But what would you do?
Yeah, exactly. I don't even know what I would do. I mean, I wouldn't even know how to look for a job.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
that's like another aspect. You're basically institutionalized.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's
Yeah.
basically what happened with me. It's all I knew was photography and working on cars, and that kind of like was an advantage because I don't have the same overhead as somebody else that wants to start a product.
Yes.
You got to pay the photographers, and then some of the old people that I worked for, they didn't realize the value of a photographer. So
Yes.
it was kind of like, what do you mean that it's $1,000? I'm like, for a photo session. I'm like, yes, that's what it cost.
Yeah.
They were
know,
used to getting quality that they didn't realize, what
They
it was
didn't
worth.
realize that it's
The value of it.
Yes, it's like you do if like a quinceañera. Today's quinceañeras are $1,500.
They're expensive.
They're expensive, and
Yeah.
your work about the same amount of time to do a photo shoot. So why shouldn't your photo shoot be
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
$1,500?
It's
They want to pay you.
You're getting paid per hour.
Yes, they wanted
know?
to pay you like $150 for a photo shoot. I'm like,
Wow.
can't
No
live
way.
off of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, because it's not about the time, really. It's about the value that you put in that period of time. If you hire somebody off the street and they give you crap, they charge you less, but,
You get crap.
yeah, you get crap.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's about the value. Exactly.
Yeah, it's like with us, we go into the studio and, we've had this with the models. We've had like, what do you pay the models? I'm like, we do it trade for exposure. When you have, when you shoot, like I shot Jenny 69,
Yes.
she paid me to shoot her. And so I get some of the models that come and they're like, hey, what am I going to pay? I'm like, I didn't pay Jenny. I'm not paying you.
Yeah. It gives you that arm up on them, Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, they
wow.
are getting the exposure though.
Yeah, they're getting the exposure. I've shot, Holly Madison.
Yes.
That's one of the models that I've shot. Hugh Hefner's ex-girlfriend. Vanessa Kate from the Man Show. Rachel Sterling, she was on the Man Show as well. Candice Michelle, she's a WWE wrestler.
Okay.
So like I said, I've been 20 years there shooting, and what we're doing now is 30 years of experience. I don't think.
And then
I'm not the regular guy.
And all of those pictures you did were all with lowriders? Like they were all with cars.
Yes,
Yeah.
the majority of it.
Nice.
Yeah, and then you also did the one right there. That's Abraham's car, right?
Yep, this is Abraham's car with Cindy and Ariel Santos.
Yeah.
I was going to use her panhandle, but I'm like, I don't feel comfortable.
I mean, does it get into those uncomfortable situations with some of these models that are there, and I'm sure they bring somebody because they're going into a room or a warehouse.
Security.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because
I guess one of the things shooting so long, I guess it's not about.
You get your reputation.
you got
my reputation. I was like,
Oh, okay.
They're not going to just go into like a place they don't know. They do their homework.
yes, that's part of it. The other part is I'm not trying to set myself up for sexual harassment laws.
Yeah, you don't want that.
They're trying to get
Hell
paid.
no.
Yeah, they want to get paid in one way or one way or another.
So these women are classy women.
Absolutely, the best the stripper world can have.
Yeah, right. Yeah, damn.
There you go.
So how did you get into lowriding? How old were you when you got into lowriding? What was your first car?
So basically, my family's, I'm first gen here. My dad was super paisa from the hills of Michoacan.
Okay.
He came out here, but on my mom's side, they came out here in '68 and they were Americanized. My uncles or her brothers, they had lowriders. So I remember sitting in a car at about 6 or 7, and my uncle, at that time they would get the factory seats and armor all the hell out of it. And I remember sliding from one side to the other, and with the radio full blast. And my uncle's like, "This is cool, huh?" I'm like, yep. So those were my first experience in a lowrider.
In a lowrider, right?
And fast forward to like 1986, 84 actually. We had our neighbor, he had a bunch of cars there.
Okay.
So his friends were Lomo from Old Memories that broke off, and he had bought the Gangster of Love. So that iconic 39 was always in our driveway.
Oh wow!
So
wow. So looking at it every day, and
they would show up like all the time. So we had people from there, people from Latin world show up. So I was exposed to it. I was like kind of hooked.
Yeah.
And then I basically grew up riding bicycles all the time. And I tell my dad, hey, I want like a Ninja. I want a sports bike.
Yeah.
And my dad's like, "Estás pendejo, te vas a matar." So I was like, "Oh, okay, pick something else." And I was like, "All right, I want a Volkswagen." I don't want no oil in my driveway.
Shit.
So I was like, "All right." So I was just like all bummed out, and then next thing I know, we're going to El Mercadito in East LA. And he buys me an 81 Cutlass. He puts me in a Cholo car instead.
Right? Hell yeah. You're like, I want a bug. And he puts you in a fucking Cholo car.
Puts me in a Cholo car at 15.
And that was a 80, you said 81 Cutlass?
81 Cutlass. And this is like in 86.
Damn.
You still have it?
No, I went through them like my girlfriend's back then.
So it was a pretty new car then. If it was an 81 and you got it in 86. So that was. And did you end up fixing that one up? Did you drop some rims on it?
Back then, there wasn't a lot of rims. Everybody would paint their cars. They'd put some nice tires, hubcaps, lowered sound system.
Yeah.
That was kind of like, if you had the wire wheels and the hydraulics, it was very, very.
Very rare that you seen that out
You were
there.
a drug dealer.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then with songs like Killer Dayton's, you're like, oh man, I don't want to be carrying a gun to be.
Oh
Yeah,
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 exactly.
exactly. Because back then,
Times were
man,
different, yeah.
you know.
Different.
You would have gotten robbed real quick.
Yeah. So like I said, from there, I had that one. I used to drive myself to driver's ed in it. Which was,
And that was in high school, right?
Fuck.
Damn, that was back then.
Sold that one. I had two 83s and then 184 all through high school. So
Okay.
I just kept, like I said, new cars, and then I got to the point where my driving record got all jacked up from cruising.
From from being out there.
Being out there.
Yeah.
Yep. Damn. So let's talk about Wild Child. How did you come up with that whole concept, and where did you get that car from? I know there's a little story behind that car.
Oh man, it's actually the story fits your guys' as a brand perfect.
Oh shit. I gotta hear that.
Well, let's just get it from the beginning.
So originally, like I said, I wound up buying a '64 Impala convertible.
Okay.
We were, I was gonna fix it, and then joining a club, they were like, "Oh man, that car's too. It's too. You should just throw it away."
Oh,
my
one of those
God.
cars, huh?
One of those cars.
Yes.
They're like, it's no good. So then one day I was running back in the neighborhood, and I ran into one of my friends, and I'm like, I needed parts for my Impala. And we're like, hey, do you want to sell your brother's 64? And he's like, no, he's not selling it, but I'm selling my Monte Carlo. Because I crashed my sister's car, and I need to pay for the deductible.
Oh, damn.
So I was
That's a
like,
big deductible.
I was like, okay, let me see, which one? He goes, my Monte Carlo, and I was like, oh yeah, let me see. It was my Monte Carlo. It was a 70 Monte Carlo. He had just rebuilt the motor, and he's like, I know it's worth more money. I just need to take care of the deductible.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. I cashed him out, but then he was like, hey, make sure you show up at night. Because they had put in some work with that car. So
Yeah. So
I was like, all right,
It was a hot car.
it was a hot one, huh?
it was a hot mess. Is what it was.
Yeah.
Damn.
So yeah, once I got it out of there, it was like, okay, let me change it up because I don't need to get caught up with
So what's the car's name?
the Wild Child.
Wild Child. Okay.
Perfect name.
I
Perfect
think Hot
name.
Mess would have been better.
Yeah, hot mess, right? Heck yeah. And then how long did it take you to build it?
So originally, I put that car together like in 9 months.
Damn.
That's good.
So
That's paint job, interior.
job interior, full chrome undercarriage.
So who did your paint job?
Oh man, the stories with the painters, it's crazy because we had a family friend that owned a body shop, and I took it to him. And once he found out I was from the club I'm from,
Yeah.
Oh my God.
he was in a rival club.
Oh no.
Damn.
Oh no.
He's like, nope, can't do it.
Yeah.
It was his worker. He had to do it, but I still got screwed there.
Yeah.
Like I wound up pulling the car from there, and then I took it to
Damn.
somebody else in the club, and then they were guiding me, and then I got screwed there. At the end of the day, I wound up going George and Oscar from Southside,
Okay.
and they had a body shop at the time, and they did me.
They did you good?
Yeah.
They did you right?
They did me right. A month and a half in there. They got it in. They did all the body work and painted it.
And within a month.
Month and a half.
Wow. And this was how many years ago?
Oh, this is almost 30 years ago.
Damn, with all the patterns and everything.
No, that was.
You're going in and out of the mic.
No, my bad.
There you go.
Yeah. And that's patterns and because
No, that's when it was plum.
also it wasn't the color it is today.
No, that's what people think that people think that we did patterns over the old paint job. I'm like, no. As a matter of fact, I had that car for about a year and a half, and when the Japanese market was booming, they offered me 18,000,
Yeah.
and I was like, give me 20, and you can take it.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to really sell it, and then. I should have sold it with the offer that they gave me and bought another car because I basically took a perfectly good car
And redid it.
and stripped it down and redid it.
Damn.
Oh, shit.
There was nothing left from the paint job, the interior. We had one of my buddies, I'm like, he was doing his car and he wanted swivel seats, and I had swivel seats in the car.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you know what? Come over here. And he comes, and I go, here, let me see your knife real quick. and I took his knife and then I went and I sliced the seat.
What the fuck?
I was like,
You can
they ain't
have-
going back in the car.
Yeah. Right?
Oh shit.
That was the reason. It's like you can't back out. It's like you know, like my brother's friend. One time he said, "Cut my hair," and I'm like, "Okay." They wanted to shave heads because they wanted to be pelones.
Yeah.
And I'm boom down the middle.
You can't go back now. You can't go back
Oh my
now.
God.
So that was the mentality.
Oh wow! Wow, what color is what actual color is Wild Child that you would consider it? 'Cause I know it's all patterned out.
It's magenta.
Magenta, right? Yeah.
Magenta and violet. It's got oriental blue and cobalt blue on it.
And then the interior. Who did your interior?
That's one of them last Danny D interiors because Danny D, the upholsterer was, or the painter, as some of the people know him.
Yeah, well, you know, first of all, rest in peace to Danny D.
Yeah.
You know, I know we were from the same club, but I never got to meet him.
Yeah,
You know,
Danny was special.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he was very talented from whatever he did.
He used to
and-
teach a lot of classes too. I remember I would see his
Yes.
posts all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, he went from upholstery to pinstriping to being a painter.
Yeah. He did some pretty good paint jobs. I've seen some of the cars out there, and you know, like wow, they're
Yeah, so
they're
he-
really nice.
It's one of the last interiors, and at first, at one point, I was gonna take the interior out and put something more modern, but after his passing, you can't. You'll never.
Yeah. You can't get rid of that
More
now.
like that now.
So now it's more sentimental,
More
sentimental, and like now you just got to keep that car forever because, I mean,
Now I just got to build another car.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Time to
You
get
got
something
plans on
different,
doing that
exactly.
anytime soon or no?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you know
kind of car?
what kind of car? Like what style? I guess I can say 60s, 70s.
Actually, it's the sister.
The sister.
It's a 70 Caprice.
Oh damn! So you already have that, and you
We
already.
already have it. It's in the works.
Oh damn! All right. Hell yeah!
So let me ask you something. What makes a lowrider a lowrider? That's like, everybody has their own opinion on that.
That's a very tough one, because some people say they feel that the wire wheel and the 520 is what makes a lowrider. Mm-hmm. And then you have some of the new generation that are like, oh, it's got to have hydraulics. I think now it's hydraulics and
Aerators.
and wire wheels.
Oh, okay. So do you think a lowrider can have air riders instead of hydraulics?
So that's a very touchy subject with some.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So to my personal opinion, 54 and under can have airbags. 55 on up should be juiced.
Hydraulics, got it. Yeah.
But some of these air rides go up quick. I've seen some on Whittier Boulevard, and I was like,
Oh,
what?
yeah.
And they show me, and they're just like, bam,
Yeah, you
bam. I'm
can't
like,
even
whoa,
tell.
that's yeah.
They're hard. Some
so
of them
they
are
run out of
really
air.
hard.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hang on.
But when it's brand new,
Yeah.
that shit hits hard. It's
It
dope.
does. It does. So, you a 520 guy or radio guy?
I've never owned a set of radios in my life.
Never. Me neither. I can go there. I'm a 520 guy all the way around.
They say on my lowriders, none of them have ever been on radios.
On radios,
So
yeah.
They asked me, "Oh, how's it right on? How's it?" I'm like, I don't know.
No, like I won't even touch radios.
Dude, I tell
Like-
people, I tell people all the time, and we have a shirt coming: "Style before safety."
Right, that's a
There you
good
go.
slogan. That's a good slogan. Okay, so my next question is 13s or 14s?
Depends on the car,
Depends on the car.
the size of the car.
Okay. So
Sometimes
a good answer on that one.
Sometimes the wheelballs are too big, so you have to run a 14.
One of 14.
Yeah.
My Monte Carlo, I had 13s on it, and when I redid it, the last time I wound up putting 14s on it. It was kind of like I couldn't find the tires no more, so the 13-inch Cokers,
Yeah.
they look round. They look like they're ball tires.
Yeah, because it stretches them out.
Yeah.
And then the Premium
Premium Sport.
Sportways, they're so hard that they'll fall off. They fall
Oh,
off.
when you
They
do
go
three,
flying.
yeah, I've seen people
Yeah.
do three wheel motion, and the tire just falls right
Yeah, it
off
goes
the rim.
flying.
What the
I
hell?
pulled out of a driveway one time, and one just came off, and then the other one, I had two flats,
Damn.
and it was at the lot.
You serious?
shit.
I pulled out of the
Oh, in front of
alleyway.
everybody?
No, we were the last one.
Oh, damn.
luckily.
damn.
So we had to fix it. We're out there like at 1 a.m.
Oh, man.
fixing the car.
Yeah, we've been in a couple of those situations.
Yeah.
You're out there till late at night, like damn.
And it's freezing out there.
Yep.
So what about spokes? How many spokes do you usually prefer? more, less?
So I started with 72 spokes, and then I went to hundreds, and then I'm back at 72s.
Is it because it's a lot to clean when it's time to clean the car?
No, because of China.
Oh shit!
China came in and then flooded the market with their 100 spoke wheels. So
You jumped on, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, screw that. Like, I actually have 183A stamped hubs on
Wow.
it. And the only way you can see them is you got to take the wheel off. So it's kind of like,
Yeah.
it's pointless, but
Yeah.
at least I know that I got real Daytons.
Yeah. So if it's 72, you can see it better.
Yeah, well, yeah. Some of the early stuff doesn't have the Dayton stamp on it.
Okay.
So the newer stuff has the Dayton stamp on it.
Yeah,
so
yeah, you could see those
At least
right
you can
away.
walk up, oh, he's got real Daytons.
Yes.
Yeah,
There's so
it's
many
just not
fake
a,
ones.
it's just not a knockoff.
Yeah, there's a lot.
They just don't got real knockoffs. But I like the 72 spokes because when they're sitting there, you could actually see all the mechanicals inside, like the disc brakes and stuff like that, or the drum, depending on what you're running. And
It's more error.
Yeah.
I think it's more error correct. Mm-hmm. You know,
Yeah.
like that 90s feel, because some people are like true spokes or true rays. And
oh yeah,
bolt-on like roadsters. I'm like, it's not. You know, roadsters on my mini truck maybe, but not on
not on a 64,
not on a
63.
64. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because 100 spokes, like, first of all, man, it's too much to clean.
It's a lot to
and,
clean.
And then you really don't get to see the inside of, your brakes and all your A arms and stuff like that through. And I like that look when you can see inside. You know.
Definitely.
Yeah. Damn.
So when you started I believe it was the Lowrider today, I was listening to this podcast that you did. Well, it was all audio, but it was on Podtail
With
back
the
in 2021.
Drifting on a memory with
There you go. That's the one. Okay, but you were on there with two other guys. It was Mike Harrington and Marco Patino.
Patino, yes.
You guys all started it together, and they left, or are they still in?
No, they're still in. We all worked at the magazine or magazines there, and we all got let go the same way.
Oh.
So that was kind of like when we. So I was telling you, we started Lowrider Today 10 years ago. At fast forward 2 years in with the social media company, we were doing good, and I guess I'm gonna let the cat out the bag now. I bought a chrome and polishing shop 8 years ago.
Okay.
So, I had to put Lowrider Today a little bit on the slowdown.
right.
And then Marco was like, "Hey, can I go work for you?" I'm like, "This is not the work for you. You can't do what my guys do." So I go, "I got a better one. Let's just start Lowrider Today again." I got this. I had
Get
the
it back up
brand.
and running.
We've been paying for it. It was in development, and I told him, let's do this. This is our last hurrah. All of us are getting older, and
Hell yeah.
let's do this.
So you
and
built
we
it.
came in. Yeah, me and him started, doing the brand, and then we have Mike Harrington. Like I said, he's a good friend. Our chemistry's good, and we're like, "Hey, Mike, do you want to join up with us?" And he was like, "Yeah." He came in with us, and that's the creation or the team. He's our video editor. Marco's our one of our feature editors. I'm still like at the magazine wearing different hats, shooting, cutting video.
Well, yeah, that's
shooting
how it is
video.
when it's your business. You wear all the hats.
Yes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Even the janitor.
Yeah. the brand manager. We do it all, and like I said, it's been pretty successful.
So with Lowrider Today, you're doing more of the videos because there's really no magazine anymore. So more of it's on social media, I guess you could say.
The magazines went away because they were just greedy. A lot of these brands, not just Lowrider, they're making
It's less overhead.
over $100,000 a year, but to the corporate world, that's not enough.
Yeah,
I'm
of course
talking
not.
about $100,000-$200,000 after paying all of your expenses. It's still
Yeah.
it's still good money. It's
Yeah.
almost 1.4 mil
Yeah.
per brand, and it wasn't enough for them.
They're
They're
greedy.
like, nobody's buying nothing. It's a lot of it has to do with distribution. They all went to Walmart versus.
Yeah, they
the
didn't
old
have them
grassroots.
everywhere.
No, they didn't.
That's
they didn't
the one thing they
didn't-
messed up. Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't marketing to their people.
Yeah, because
Exactly.
the Lowrider
That's
magazines.
that's the key right there. They weren't marketing to their people, because if they did,
They would've bought 'em.
They would have done a
Yeah,
lot
they would
better.
have gone into the liquor stores and all that. Like
Into the hood.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, because it was a little hard to get a Lowrider magazine when you're looking for them. You know, you got to go and find your spots. They weren't
Everywhere.
really. They weren't in the markets. Like you go to the market and you see the Hot Rod magazine, but you wouldn't see a Lowrider magazine. You know.
And back in the day when the magazines were there, it's like, make sure it's in the right neighborhood.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but Lowrider was one of the ones that more people bought for the cars to see the cars and everything. Versus, I mean, they were, I guess you could say, ahead of their time, because you put a Lowrider against a Hot Rod, the Lowrider was selling more.
Yes.
Versus a Hot Rod magazine.
So when we were there, we were the number one Hispanic, or the number one magazine in the U.S. for 12 straight years.
Wow.
So it's kind of like when the other magazines would say, hey, we're number one when trucking took us out. I was like, oh, when you just got 11 years to go, so you can shove it in her face.
Yeah.
Right.
So really quick, we got somebody up there. I don't know what the name is. I just see a W. They put $5. Thank you for the $5. And they said music played on your Lowrider, oldies or funk.
Oh man.
West Coast Graffiti, what's up? Old school. He's asking
now
old
you can
school.
see the rest of it. There you go. Oh yeah, it's West Coast. I thought that picture looked familiar.
Right.
What up, West Coast?
It just depends what the mood's in.
What your mood is in and who you rolling with.
Who's next to you?
Who's next to you? Are you drifting on a memory or not, homie?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, my music, people like, he's listening to Creed or Stain in the car,
Yeah.
or Led Zeppelin or
Yeah.
Pink Floyd,
What the fuck?
and then they're like, huh? And then sometimes I'm listening to disco, and it's like depends on your mood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we were doing a video shoot. It was in South Central. I think it was one for Cadillac Mike. So I went back and got Hector's car from when we had the clubhouse.
Right,
the Regal. And I turned it on and the radio turns on and it's Led Zeppelin. And I was like, what the fuck is this, And I didn't want to mess with his stereo because, people get, real touchy with this stuff, So I drove listening to Led Zeppelin.
Well,
it was a little hard for me.
you asked where the Wild Child came from. It's actually because of Jim Morrison from the Doors
No, there
Okay.
you go. So that's the music that you were into.
at the time.
Yeah.
Now my 70 Caprice, that one's like, I'll just let the name out as well. The hell with it. It's going to be Erotic City.
Ooh, from Prince.
There you go.
It's going to be all in purples and violets. So,
I like that. That's
Yeah,
a good
I
one.
like it
That's
too.
a good name. And then if you do the colors that way as well, yeah, I like that. Okay, you got to do like the velvet. No, I'm just kidding.
really,
Go all out
purple,
now.
all
Yeah.
out.
I'm actually thinking about doing an old
You have to do the
biscuit tucking
velvet,
chair
yeah.
in it.
And then hang some heels. No, I'm taking over now.
Yeah, right. Dad. Hey, you got the designer right here for you. Shoot. Hell yeah. So now you have the studio for Lowrider today.
Yes, we are. Like I tell people, I go, we're now we're being imitated a lot, from our slings to shooting in the studio. The magazine went away 4 years ago almost.
Yes. When they actually
And-
discontinued it.
Yeah, there is no magazine. People, are like, oh, they just sold out. Oh, we're going to a Lowrider show. There's no Lowrider. That's gone. It's so diluted now.
yeah.
It's not, it's diluted. It's not authentic no more. It's, it kind of, sometimes it hurts.
Well, yeah, you got two guys that were in it, full on in it, and then once the magazine went away, it just they kind of fed out and they started their own. You started yours and Joe started his. And like now it's a lot of competition for Lowrider magazine. I mean,
But that's where, like I'm telling you, Lowrider today, it's about everybody, or Lowrider television.
yeah,
It's for everybody. Not, it's like we say, the title, lift up all the boats, not just one. And that's, I think, that's a lot of the problem that I see with it. Like back in the day, in the hydraulic guys that were selling hydraulics, one guy would put a kit for $600.
yeah.
Then they'd go, hey, I went a high-low and he wants 600. What can you sell me a kit for?
Yeah.
And they would cutthroat them for like $10.
Sheesh.
And then, they would just drive the market and they were cutting corners. Yeah, they'd give it to you for $10 less, but they were cutting their quality.
Yeah. Exactly.
And, I see that going on in the print world. The only one that does quality right now is, you know, I call him my little brother. Is Beto Mendoza, 2 Tons. His book is where I'm trying to be at.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like, you know, we're working on our premiere issue right now, and you know,
You have pictures of him in your website, right?
Beto.
You have his car?
Yeah. No.
You don't?
No, I think we have some stuff with him, but
You do.
it's just more like on a personal. When Beto moved from Northern California, he lived with me for 5 years, so he's literally like a little brother.
Oh, okay,
So you
got
know,
it.
it's like when you know people say, hey, you know, Danny D. People say, oh, I know Danny D. I knew Danny D. Blah blah blah. I'm like, Danny D was in my wedding. That's, you know.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a different level of
he's,
knowing
you know,
him.
the same thing with Beto. You know, Beto's, you know, he's got great ideas, and you know, we're always trying to support him.
Yeah. So back to the to the studio. I mean, you got that big old turntable that you put cars on.
We have a turntable.
I mean,
We're, you know, like I said, we're the first ones that went in there, and you know, it's cool. Like I said, we have people come in, and you know, they want to go live on social media, and that's where we partner. You know, we have hella views with my boy Victor, and now we go live in the studio, because if we're paying all the money for the studio, we should actually try to monetize it and
Yes,
do
yes.
what we have to
and get
do.
that money back.
Yeah, of
'cause
course.
it's like I said, it's not fair for the guy with, you know, the owner of the car. Yeah, he's invested, but so are we. And you know, they'll go in there and take some video, and then we've had some social media guy take our video, and then he watermarked it like it was
His?
like it was
Shit.
his. And
Oh,
I was
wow.
like, oh, yeah, it was.
Hell no. Those are
Damn.
fighting words right there. Those
The
are
shit
fighting
you gotta
words.
deal with, yeah.
Right.
So have you ever done, or are you considering doing any big events?
Yes, we actually, you know, we mentioned Cycle Life. We are doing an event August 10th at the Victorville Fairgrounds.
Okay,
It's
so
a-
it's going to be a good size.
It's going to be a good size.
So
and
is it
that's
going to be like a car show event, or
It's
you know, what are you thinking?
It's going to be a motorcycle event for lowriders,
Mm-hmm.
whether you're white, black, Hispanic,
For everybody.
for everybody. Thus, you know, everybody's focused on the Bicicleros bikes only, and it's like, hey, it's good, but you know, you got to evolve with the times and be relevant.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, we're going after everybody,
Nice. That's
trying to
that's a
support
good thing.
everybody to
Yeah.
you know, to come to the event.
Yeah, and it seems like now you're getting a lot of the biker communities and the lowrider communities, and they're starting to blend in together, you know, versus 20 years ago. I'm starting to see a lot of that, you know.
That bike world is it's big because
It's growing.
It's
big
grown
time.
so much because you can buy a bike for 10,000-15,000 and you're done. You're out there. You're cruising.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I think one of the reasons that it's growing so much is the females are getting out there. You know, there wasn't any females back in the days that were riding.
You know how-
and
how
you'd
we're-
see one and you're like, oh shit, that was a female. And now it's like,
There's a
oh
lot of
yeah, they're freaking lined
They're
up,
everywhere.
going. They're putting all kinds of events together, and it's fucking awesome to see. Hell yeah.
You know, the female world. You know, it's funny because it's like, I'm not talking shit, but like one of the days we went cruising, we were out in No Man's Land in Santa Ana, and I was out there and I was like, oh, look at that chick in that car. And it was a nice car. I was like, man, she must have got that in the divorce. And then I was like, and then I seen another one. I was like, what the hell? You know, you know, they just popped up from.
Because it wasn't a divorce settlement.
Yeah.
These bitches are making shit happen. Hell yeah. They're getting under the hood and working on them too.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of them are paying for it because they make money too.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So it's
Don't
kinda
underestimate, man. We got a lot of alpha females out there.
Yeah,
And then
like I
they
said,
coming out strong.
You know, we, like I said, people imitate us. We were the first ones to actually put the women of low riding, giving them acknowledgement. And now that, you know, we featured Sandy actually broke down and we couldn't get her car in the studio that day, but we shot Vanessa and we shot Tina
Nice.
from
No,
Supernatural.
that's Lady Lowriders, right?
Yeah, the lady.
Yeah.
Low
Yeah,
Riders.
yeah.
And you know, we're shooting Tina's car, and I told her, I straight out told her, I go, you're hurting grown men's feelings with this.
That's right.
She just looked at me like, oh my God, this is coming from, yeah, you know, you guys are doing your thing.
Hell
and
yeah.
we were the first ones to see it. Like I said, I seen them women cruising, and it wasn't the first time. We were out at cruising Whittier one day, and I'm like, oh man, look at this girl in a bomb. Look at Tina with her 48. You start seeing them out there. It's just like,
Yeah,
it just
there's
makes
a lot out
it
there.
made me open my eyes to like, hey man, we need to change with the times.
It's not just
Because
the cultures. It's
there was
yeah.
female lowriders. One that I always say is Jamie Helm from Chicago. She was actually a contender for traditional of the year in her class. Now she's doing her thing, and she's on Netflix on the Tex-Mex show. So if you
Really?
if you like, yeah, she's got an actual show now. But she's one of the ones from my generation when, at the peak in the 90s.
back in the days, yeah.
Back in the
Yeah,
days.
there's a few from back in the days, but they just didn't get the attention that it's getting now.
Yes.
But yeah, there was still quite a few back then. I remember that.
Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of them now.
Now with you're working with NASCAR now?
We just did Lowrider today just did a cultural piece with them. They, NASCAR Mexico came in, and we took them around and introduced them to a few people in our industry.
Yes.
I love that one of them was a female though. That chick Regina,
Oh my
she a little
God.
baddie. Yeah.
So she's bad. Max Gutierrez. He's last year's rookie of the year. So
Oh, okay.
these kids are up and coming, and they're both in their 20s.
Yeah,
they're not
young.
even legal to drink. And
Jeez, and they're over here racing cars.
Yeah, right?
cars, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
That's
think
fucking
I think
cool.
they said they don't even have driver's license.
Wow.
That's
shit.
I think that was the funniest
Yeah.
funniest thing. I'm
Yeah.
like, you're a race car driver, but
You don't have a license.
You don't have a license.
Damn.
Do you even need a license to go around in circles or what?
But yeah, they're family. They're family people, and their family used to be in race cars and everything, and so it's just kind of like, hey, it's a cradle to grave market.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just going down.
So they're actually doing an event at the Coliseum. Is it this weekend or next weekend?
It's this weekend.
This weekend.
This weekend. Same
But
same weekend.
It's outside
It's outside.
because it's supposed to rain. It'll still happen.
Yeah, it's
That's
well
to be determined, I guess.
Yeah.
wait, I
It's
think you
supposed
can
to
get there
pour.
early now
To where
to the NASCAR.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Right, that's right. So we got the Nationals coming up. You guys
starts
showed up yesterday, right? You guys set up your cars.
Now, did you show up?
No, I was
You were asleep at home?
sleeping.
Oh, damn.
No.
Because I seen
wasn't sleeping, I
pictures
was
that everybody
working.
showed up. Mm-hmm. So, but I heard that you're
Something
not
went
there
down.
anymore. So what happened?
Inquiring minds want to.
I thought I was going to get the juice from an insider. Damn.
You know that saying, do slips and shit.
Yeah, right.
Nothing.
Damn. So that's all we're getting from you?
That's right.
Damn. That's
You don't want to get spanked.
no. Oh, damn. You didn't want Joe coming and fucking, yeah, damn it. Okay. I thought I'd try to get it out of you. Thought we tried. We even talked about it. Like, you think we could try to get it out of him?
People say, it's like 29 years in that club.
Yeah.
So I'm not. I'm not saying nothing.
You don't slip that easy.
Yeah, right?
I'm no newbie.
That's right, man.
That's just funny.
You caught that one quick.
What up, American Cholo,
yeah.
representing?
That's right. So, there's a few famous lowrider cars out there. I'm not gonna put any names out there or anything like that. But what makes a car get so famous? Is it the photographer from taking these pictures? Is it the
because
builder?
of us.
Yeah, right.
You make 'em.
You make them, right? I mean,
Honestly, back in the day, before social media, these cars wouldn't come out. People would be building them, and then their end game was to be published. So once they were published, they're like, oh, they felt accomplished.
yes.
And those cars were never built to be famous. They became famous because of the magazines.
Yeah.
Oh, the magazine.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
marketing, promoting, and the right picture too.
Yes.
The right picture will go a long way.
The right
Definitely.
picture, the right model.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh, another one I wanted to kind of touch on too. The magazine, they took out models.
That was because people say it's the me movement.
Really?
It wasn't the me movement. The tech fuckers didn't want to pay the models.
That's what it
Really?
was.
So really, they just didn't want to pay for the models or anything like that?
Yep. I'm sure I'm going to be getting a call from my buddy Rudy.
Hi, Rudy.
Hey, Rudy.
What's
just
up?
Inquiring minds want to know, Damn, why?
In his defense, though, he had to answer to other people. And
Oh, of course, because
yeah.
there's a chain of command all the way up to the board of directors,
Yes.
and it depends on what they want. It's not not what the fans want, because once the females got taken out, the magazine kind of got boring.
Well, it was like the magazine Playboys.
Yeah,
They stopped doing nudes.
topless, yeah.
And
what are you talking about? I used to buy Playboy to read the articles. They were
Yeah.
that's what people would say.
Yeah.
And then they took out the nudes and put on some really good articles,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden the sales started going down. So, I think you were lying.
Right.
But it's
They did have good articles though. I did read them too.
the magazines like Lowrider, like in the prison world, they were worth a lot of money.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
oh, yeah.
You know, it's,
Oh, yeah.
we tell people of like, hey, at our peak, we were selling 275,000 copies per month, but then it was like an 8.5 pass along rate. So that means that there was 2.5 million
Passing that magazine
passing-
around.
Yeah, that same magazine,
Damn.
not just.
The one thing I
Those
didn't.
were some dirty ass magazines. By the time we got to the last
nasty.
guy.
The pictures are all sticky and stuff. Oh man.
They're like, oh, how do you, I'm like, these were ABC audited. This is like a third person certified. And those numbers were low at 8.5. So it was more.
It was more than that. Yeah.
So when
it
people,
was a conservative number.
when people say that the internet killed a lot of print magazines, it did and it didn't. Because, the internet killed a lot. It killed
Well, yeah.
porn, it killed, magazines, music. But the magazine had the same amount of people on the web. So the world didn't get any bigger. It's the same amount of crowd. It's just kind of like they just stay. You got to stay relevant with your crowd.
Yes, exactly.
If your 2.5 million are on the web, then you got to cater to them.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like with us. We're creating that premiere issue, but it's not we're definitely not gonna be able to do monthly. Maybe quarterly or would be ideally quarterly or annually. To have like the best of the year and have some like a coffee table book, issue.
Yeah.
But the majority of it's, like I said, it's the web, and I think, there's a few things that you can read other people's websites and see how they're performing.
Yeah.
We are out of the garage, outperforming Lowrider magazine. So that
There you go.
it's kind of like
No, you think they're just
doing
not
something right?
Yeah, you guys are doing something right now. You think they're just not going to that internet world, and they were trying to stay into that magazine and
not my problem. I can't explain to you how to do your job.
yeah, right. Damn.
You didn't listen.
Yeah.
So now you guys are suffering.
And there you go.
Yeah, so you think that kind of probably what killed it,
Yeah.
Because very rare you'll see come up on your feed Lowrider magazine stuff, and I subscribe to them, and you just very rarely see that.
It's not like before, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like even with Lowrider magazine, like you'd go to the magazine shop, and the magazine was much better quality than if you got the mailed if you subscribed to the prescription and you had it mailed to you once a month. I mean that was like weak paper.
The differences were there was like always 3 covers, one for subscriptions, one for the traditional one, and then at one point they had one without the girl.
Oh, okay.
They were doing when they were doing their tests, they should just do because they were trying to sell to some companies,
Yeah.
and
Like
they
put
were,
it in your lobby, but there's no nudes so that you can
Yes.
have them in your lobby.
yes, we had you had people like that and that were offended, and it's just kind of like I tell people, I go, if I shoot something and my mom can't hang it in her wall at the house, then I'm doing something wrong. So if she's offended,
Yeah.
then,
Yeah.
You got to give the option.
yes.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Wow, yeah, it does. Now that you put it that way, because I'm thinking like, man, I mean, the girl next to the car, you know, in a bikini, I mean, that just made the car look that much better.
It just,
you know,
they got to complement each other.
yeah, exactly. And then once you took half of that the girl, it just took like half the interest out.
Yes.
And it's just kind of like, okay, well, it's just a 64 Impala, big deal. Flip the page.
Yeah, if it's a boring 64, but if it's a nice
Yeah, I was gonna say like no, we actually also pay attention to the cars.
Yeah,
It's
me
not
too.
Just the chick,
But,
yeah,
you know.
no, obviously not you.
it's like, oh yeah, them headlights look great.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Well, I could hang this one on my wall, you know.
There's no car in that picture.
You know how we started doing calendars, and now everybody and their mother's doing a calendar.
Yes.
We had the stars is the cars are the stars calendar, and that was all cars, no girls. And we did it as a joke. You know,
And it sold.
oh, it sold 101 to the ones with the girls.
Well, because think about it, there's a lot of people out there that, okay, yeah, you're thinking lowriders, but outside of the streets, sometimes they're professionals and
Yes.
they still want to bring that into their office at work. You know, I would put something like that if it was just cars. I would put that, you know, at my desk. But if it has chicks and then I have, you know, like the CFO walk into my you know, desk area, it's like, yeah, you can't have that here.
Yeah,
We have
he liked
clients,
it. He just couldn't
you
say
know?
nothing.
No, I mean, I didn't actually put it there. But I'm just saying, like, you know, you want that option to be able to bring your culture, you know, if that's what it is,
Yes.
to your workspace as well.
It's a lot of us are proud of what we are, and you know, we're lowriders and we want to share it with people.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you know, I get it. I think you know, they asked like, hey, are you going to get rid of the girls? I'm like, I don't know. If it makes sense, we'll
and
we'll
we're
do
hard
it,
to have
but,
two, but I mean,
You know, I
yeah.
think, like I said, I think you need both, but you got to just be classy with it. You can't just have, and like I said, that's one of the things that like I said, you know, if my mom would be embarrassed about it, then I know I'm not doing the right thing.
Well, what about the ones that they do where it's pinups? That's classy.
That's classy.
Yeah, you could
And,
do
you
that.
know, you know, people like, oh, you know, that's like, it's a girl. You know, there's not, you know, just don't overdo it. You know, like I said, I think
You have to have a good balance.
yes.
Yeah.
Then my biggest critic is my wife.
Of course.
Oh, I don't. Them shoes are like, what's she wearing? You know, it's just kind of
Nobody looking at that.
yeah.
You're all, yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are.
Yes, you are.
Right? Right?
So you know, I think you know, which comes back to the same thing. You know, it's like she'll be like, oh, you know, like the models the models that know her love her. You know, just kind of like I say, hey, I'm there to do work. I'm not there to try to. This isn't a hookup. This isn't a, you know, swipe.
They're
right
trying to
or
get
whatever.
paid, and you know they got their family too. They gotta you know pay their bills. And if you can get your bills paid like that and you like it, why not?
Yes.
You know, hell yeah.
And that's kind of like, you know, I've been having some discussions with a friend, and you know, she's a women's rights activist, and I'm like, well, you can't have it both ways. You know, if hey, the woman wants to be independent, and that's how she makes her money. You know, what do you know? She didn't go to school, and that's you know, and then you know, we know some strippers that had professional jobs and quit their jobs because they were making more money dancing.
Damn.
So you know, it's.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like
I think I got to go dance. And make some more money.
Hey, but don't lose your day job.
Yeah, damn it. That's what I'm trying to lose.
You-
Chubb and Dale.
just in
Hell
case.
yeah, right?
Not to say you can't make it, but like, you know, insurance.
Don't quit your day job.
Yeah, right.
So, how did you come up with the logo?
Man, it's I was telling Boo Boo over here that the logo. It's like I've always been a Star Wars fan,
Oh
and
shit!
it was inspired by Lucas. The Lucas
Oh, that's a good one.
When you watch Star Wars, any of the Star Wars episodes of anything, and you see the Lucas Entertainment,
Yeah, it's Lucasfilms right there.
films, that was my
Your inspiration.
Inspiration.
that, and like I said, you know, the magazine, their logo was gold. I was like, I don't want nothing. I don't want the confusion.
Yeah, exactly.
so-
It has to look different.
Different, yes. So that was the birth of it.
So, what's the plan for like 2024?
2024 is do our premiere issue, our motorcycle show, we were in the works of doing our own show circuit, but it's I think we're going to hold off on a little bit on that. But definitely, print, do print, but be the kings of the web.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
That's
I said,
a good
our articles that we're doing there, we did how to install a moonroof, and actually showed all of the steps. Not it's kind of like when we're at the magazine, in the magazine world, you would cheat and oh yeah, look, they did this, and then you just walk away, but the stuff didn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would show you how to kind of get there, and not just with me, I tried doing it so it would work, but yeah, there was times that we had to fake it.
Yeah, exactly.
But people got the point. But now I'm just like, here, let's just do it the right way, do the installs, and it's been real good because we've had support from like Holly Performance. We've known them for years, so it's kind of like they said, here you go, let's do this. The same with Edelbrock, some of the performance that's out there.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like they know I'm with my experience. I hate to say it, but I'm the one that really coined the LS tech or the LS family, because everybody would tell them, oh, let's do fuel injection, and they were like, I don't want to do fuel injection. I don't want to mess with the computer. I don't want an LS. And then you'd ask the person, hey, what do you drive? Oh, I got a 2004 Suburban and it's got 250,000 miles on it. They get all pumped up. I'm like, well, it's the same motor.
Yeah, right.
So
Yeah.
when you explain to them, something that they can relate to, then it was okay.
It's
because
better, yeah.
that when it was a TPI world, that's when it got really difficult because nobody was explaining it.
Yeah.
So people were scared of it.
You gotta not to be rude, but you gotta dumb it down to what people understand and enjoy. So that it attracts them.
The magazine's reading comprehensive, I think, was like a 6th grade level.
There you go.
So, it's like not, like I said, it's not that we're trying to insult anybody. It's just something that needs
keep it simple.
Keep it simple so they can understand it. Mm-hmm. Because, there's great stories. There's El Profesor from Fred from Denver. He used to use the magazine to teach his kids how to read, and his kids did very, very well.
Yeah, it's like, who cares what you read as long as you read, and if you're enjoying it, that much better.
So that's kind of like one of those good. Like I said, there was good things, there was bad things. That's one of the great things that, like I said, that they use the magazine to teach, and then you have stories like my cousin, my baby cousin, my uncle's a counselor for the Modesto Junior College, and his wife is a teacher at a school. Well, I would always send magazines to my uncle, and my baby cousin took the magazine to school, and it's like, this is what my cousin does. It's kind of like,
yeah,
and,
that's cute.
And his teacher was a little upset, and
Oh my God.
and like, hey, where did he get this magazine from? And then his mom had to like, hey, this is, it's his cousin.
Yeah.
His cousin does this, so it's kind of like,
there's nothing wrong with it.
there's nothing
Calm
wrong
down.
with yeah, absolutely. It's kind of like that's where it got with them over there.
Exactly. So I have a question for you. Have you seen or have you gone to that hip hop event that's going on in LA?
Hollywood.
I forgot the name of it, but it's a hip hop event. Really, what it is, it's like a museum where they're showing the history of hip hop throughout West Coast, East Coast, South Coast. Like, they're covering everything.
I've heard about it, but I haven't.
Okay, well, check it out. It's badass, okay? But my point is, it would be nice to see something like that. Like, you and, like, other photographers that have taken pictures of the lowrider culture throughout the years from the 80s, 90s, whatever. Pull out all of your old shit and throw something together like that. That would be dope.
I have footage.
I'm sure you do.
I have some footage, but it was upsetting. I think that's what this story is what got me backing up or having my own, like shooting for myself and having my stuff. Mm-hmm. I actually had pictures of the Brat and Notorious B.I.G.
Damn.
And clean shots. Those were all gone. I had a bunch of pictures of Zapp and Roger.
Oh, wow.
Before,
When they were young.
when he was performing, Roger was one of them people that would perform. And we went to the Memphis show. There was maybe 1,000 people at the event. And he performed like if there was 50,000 people.
Wow.
He did not
That must have
care.
been
He would
awesome to be a part of.
Yeah, he put the same energy out there. And like I said, I've shot, I've taken pictures of him. I've got pictures of Ice Cube. I've got pictures of, the Yin Gang twins.
Damn, and you lost all that?
No, I have all of that.
Oh, okay, good.
So like you said, one day it's stuff that would be.
It would be so cool to have an event like that. You got to check it out so you could see what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's a very intense event that you go to, and you don't want to miss any of it. It's really good. You got to check it out.
Yeah, they got Cypress Hill in there, and they got Estefan in there as well.
They got so much. It's the whole history.
Of hip hop.
Yeah, I think how you guys were saying end game. I think our end game, we have our history, Lowrider history book that we're doing, and we have a pinup book that we're
That
doing.
would be cool.
But
Yeah.
they're done and in the works. But I'm like, we're not launching that until we do our premiere issue.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't
Do it right.
it doesn't make any sense. It's like here, it's kind of like, people are gonna ask, who are you? Like, who are you to be the authority? And I'm kind of like,
I'm the one
No,
doing
yeah,
it.
yeah. Get your
I have
shit, right, and it'll come out. Give it time.
30 years doing this. Is kind of like, I am the
Yeah.
authority.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you planning to put out a magazine every month, or is it going to eventually get back to that? For
Quarterly,
Lowrider Today,
quarterly,
or
annually.
Quarterly. Quarterly is the idea.
Yeah. Okay.
So you're gonna have a mixture of lowrider bikes, lowrider cars. Are you gonna do bicycles too, or because there's a lot of really cool ones that you see all the kids out there.
You have to, but then some of the cool bikes is grown ass man. Like I said,
Yeah, that's true.
it's my
Yeah.
kid's, it's my kid's bike. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, your kid's putting
Yeah,
30,000
I got
into
you
a
in all
bike.
these pictures on the bike. No, haven't seen a kid yet.
Absolutely.
Damn. Well, I think we're gonna wrap it up now, man. I think we got everything. Do you want
Anything that you want to add on before we close out? Tell people where they can find you. Give a little shout out.
If anything, if you guys want to see more of our stuff, go to lowridertoday.com. For our gear,
There you go.
Yeah, there it is,
Yep.
right here.
Got the hat right here.
Oh, yeah, we got right here. Gear right here. The hat. Hell yeah.
But definitely, it was
All
an
right.
honor.
And then-
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and if you that
Yeah.
camera right there, if you could just say where they can find you at.
He
And,
just did.
yeah, Lowrider Today, huh? Instagram. All right.
Listen to your old lady.
Yeah, right.
She's always right.
Right.
Well, thank you
All
for
right,
coming
thank you
to
for
our
coming.
show. Though we really appreciate it. It was quick actually. We got through everything, but you are actually you do a lot of stuff. It's very interesting, and can't wait to hear the feedback from everybody else.
Definitely.
All
Thanks.
right.
Yeah, thank you for coming. I know you took a long drive out here, and that's what we call. We're gonna leave it at that, and we'll talk to you guys next week.